Hi everybody, welcome back to Happy Bake Day. I hope you've had a great week and I'd like to be the first to say Happy Labor Day. I know that we are still a couple of days away from Labor Day, but I hope you have some really exciting plans for the long weekend. Today we're going to be baking a strawberry lavender pie. And I don't know about you, but strawberries this summer have been fantastic. So I thought this pie would be a great way to signify the end of summer and the upcoming fall season. This recipe will be baked in a few different parts. We're going to start by making our pie crust first. And we're starting with the pie crust first because once the dough is made, it's going to need to sit in our refrigerator for about an hour to rest. And then while the crust is resting in the refrigerator, we will then start making our strawberry lavender pie filling. We're going to start by making the crust, and the ingredients you will need for that are 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, and 1/2 cup of butter, unsalted and cut into small chunks or cubes. You will also see that I have here my mixing bowl, and I also have here a whisk. I pulled out, just for posterity, my pie dish, but we won't need the pie dish until a little bit later. I mentioned earlier that the dough for the crust will need to rest in the refrigerator for about an hour. And so after the crust has rested, that's when we will roll it out, and we will then transfer the rolled out dough into our pie dish here. Okay, ready for making?
You tell me.
Ready. We're making the pie.
I'm hungry. Feed me.
We are going to start making our dough by combining all of our dry ingredients together here in the mixing bowl. We'll whisk them together to make sure they are well incorporated and to get out any of the lumps in the flour. Next, we will add the butter. I recommend adding the butter by hand and mixing it together with your hands, just to make sure, again, the butter is fully incorporated into your flour mixture. And after that, we will create a small well in the middle, pour in our buttermilk, and I pulled out a fork here, we'll use the fork to slowly incorporate the flour mixture in with the buttermilk before we continue to knead out our dough on the surface here on the countertop. I also pulled out, you'll see, my container of flour. That's to lightly flour my work surface while we knead the dough, so that way it doesn't stick to my countertop. Finished kneading my dough, and I formed it into a cute little ball here. I'm going to wrap it in some plastic wrap and put it in my refrigerator. It should be refrigerated for about an hour, and after that we will take it back out of the refrigerator, roll it out, and put it into our pie plate. While the dough is in the refrigerator, that is the perfect time for you to start your strawberry lavender filling. I will prepare the ingredients and we will move on to the next step together. While our pie crust is in the refrigerator, our next step is to make our strawberry lavender filling. You can see here that this step will require a few extra ingredients. I have also pulled out my extra large mixing bowl as well as my food processor. The ingredients you will need for your strawberry lavender filling are 6 cups of fresh strawberries hulled and sliced in half, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of dried culinary lavender, 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/4 cup of instant tapioca, a large pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. So a hulled strawberry is one where you not only remove the greenery from the top, but you also remove the center part of the strawberry. So you can see here that I took the center part out, and then my strawberry itself is just cut in half. What we want to do now is to combine our sugar and our dried lavender together in our food processor. You're going to put it on pulse for about a minute until your dried lavender has completely crushed and been incorporated into your sugar. Come smell this. Wow. Isn't that smell amazing?
Smells like one of those like air wicks. Ooh. Ah.
Do now is to combine this lavender sugar mixture in our big bowl. And we're going to add all of our other ingredients here into the bowl, and we'll mix them really, really well with our rubber spatula. You will see the strawberries start to get a little juicy and the tapioca soften. Don't worry, that's supposed to happen. Just make sure you combine it really well. Are almost combined completely. I'm just scraping down the sides as I mix the strawberries together. I want to make sure that all of my brown sugar and all of my lavender sugar are fully and evenly dispersed across my strawberries before we put this into the refrigerator to sit for a few minutes. My strawberries have been fully mixed. You can see that they are starting to produce a little bit of juice, and that my tapioca has started to soften and has started to puff up a little bit, which is great, just as we expected. The last step here in preparing our pie for baking is to make our cinnamon oat crumble. You can see I have my ingredients laid out here, and those ingredients are 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup old-fashioned oats, but you can see that I have 2 bowls of oats here. I have that 3/4 cup measurement broken out into 1/4 cup and then my 1/2 cup. So the 1/4 cup will actually get combined into our strawberry mixture, and the remaining 1/2 cup will be used for our oat topping. I also have 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of salt, and 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter cut into small chunks. I'm going to start by putting aside my 1/4 cup of oats, just so I don't get it confused with the remaining 1/2 cup. And this 1/4 cup will be incorporated into our strawberry filling. What we'll do with the remaining ingredients, we'll combine the 1/2 cup of oats into our large mixing bowl, as well as the other ingredients, and we will incorporate the butter at the very end, and we'll mix it in with our fingers, just like we did with the flour when we made the crust earlier. Now with our butter incorporated, you can see that there are still some chunks of butter left in our mixture. That's exactly what we want. They might be about the size of a small to medium pea, and that is perfect. What we're going to do is put this oat crumble topping over to the side until we are ready to assemble our pie, because we are now ready to roll out our dough that has been chilling in our refrigerator for the last hour and put it into our pie dish. I have lightly floured my countertop surface here and pulled my dough out of the oven. I've also pulled out my rolling pin and brought my baking dish back out for the pie. We're going to roll the pie crust out into about a 13-inch round circle. If your circle's not perfect, that's completely okay. I recommend just doing a few strokes with your rolling pin, and then afterwards using your fingers for the rest of it to kind of move it around the flour just to make sure it's not sticking to your surface. After that, we'll lift the crust off of our countertop and put it in our pie dish. Our strawberry filling has been sitting for about 10 minutes or so on the counter. You can see here that the strawberries have really started producing more liquid, and the tapioca again has started to get really soft, and it's starting to get a little syrupy in here. It looks beautiful. What we're going to do is mix in this 1/4 cup of oats that we saved from when we made our crumble oat topping. And once the oats are fully mixed in, the strawberry filling is going to be ready to be added into our pie crust. Now to tuck the pie crust under here. And we're going to use our fingers to crimp the edge. The last step is to add our crumble oat topping evenly across the top of the pie. Then we're going to preheat our oven. While the oven's preheating, remember, we'll put the pie back into the refrigerator and then it'll be ready for baking. Our strawberry lavender pie with the cinnamon oat crumble is officially out of the oven. I've got mine cooling here on a wire rack. As we've talked about in prior episodes, I like keeping it on a wire rack for cooling. It just helps with airflow and it prevents the pie from still cooking if it was sitting on a hot baking sheet. I think the pie looks great. The crust has a really beautiful golden brown color. The oat topping also browned up pretty nicely and still has maintained its cinnamony aroma. I wish I could impart the cinnamon smell that's currently in my kitchen into this video because it smells just fantastic. From what I can see, the strawberries look ooey and gooey on the inside. Once I cut a slice, I will be sure to post some pictures. I will suggest to let your pie completely cool before serving it, and that cool time might take up to 4 hours for it to completely come down to room temperature and for the center to completely cool down. And for this pie in particular, it's important to let it cool down because it allows the tapioca to completely solidify on the inside. And that way, when you cut your pie open, it won't be soupy or mushy. I hope you had a great time baking strawberry pie with me today. Enjoy your long Labor Day weekend. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We always post new videos each and every Friday, so tune in next week for our new video. As always, have a very happy bake day, and we'll see you next time.